Hello, Internet. I'm Corion, your witch in residence here on YouTube. And today I caught the trailer for the new live action version of How to Train Your Dragon. And while I am sure there are going to be controversies about the live action one that I do hope I get to address at some point in the future, today I want to talk about the original animated How to Train Your Dragon. Now, before I get too deep involved, I'd just like to say I am really hoping to ring in the new year with some new subscribers. So if you have not as of yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It really helps out my channel, and it would also help out your favorite YouTuber out there. Now, with that obligatory ritual out of the way, let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon. Now, the obvious metaphors in this movie are a David and Goliath story, right? This is about the worst Viking and a dragon now who cannot fly, whose primary advantage is all about speed, and them learning to turn their mutual disadvantages into advantages. That by working as a team, they can defeat a dragon 100 times their size, which, I mean, let's be honest, it's a David and Goliath story. I could also talk about how it seems to have the message of never leaving a friend behind, right? Because let's be honest, they learn the lesson of, as their friendship between, the dragon and Hiccup as it comes together, you know, they do separate at one point, and they realize that they're better together than apart, and that they have developed a deep friendship, right? But what I really want to talk about is, I think, the most important lesson in this movie. And that is being true to who you are. Now, hear me out. Every time Hiccup tries to be something he isn't, or lies about what he is, he screws it up, and he screws it up bad. Every time he's true to himself, however, every time he plays to his strengths as an inventor, every time he plays to his strengths as a kind and gentle individual, he succeeds. Every time he reaches out his hand in friendship because that's what he knows to do, it works in his advantage. So, I think that's the real true lesson here about being who you are, right? Hiccup is not a big, strong dude, okay? He is, frail. He's, not built for combat, right? He's a tiny dude. And you can even see his friends, the other dragon riders he trains, are bigger dudes. But the reason why he has that is because of the hardship he's faced, right? By not being the tallest or the biggest or being able to fight his way out of every situation, he's had to learn different skills. And those skills make him unique. They make him special. They allow him to pursue options that nobody else really would have thought to pursue. And in a lot of ways, that's a fantastic thing, right? His courage is different than the others, right? The other Vikings in the village constantly run towards danger and battle. His courage is in defeating his own fears, his own anxieties, the monsters behind his eyes. And that takes a different kind of courage, right? I would define courage as being afraid but doing it anyway, right? If you run towards danger with reckless abandon, I don't think you're really being fearless. Um, if I can give you a bit of an example, I love being up in the mountains, right? And I will constantly hang over the side of cliffs, lop myself just over the edge. I will run as quick as I can near the edge of creeks leading into waterfalls that would send me flying over the edge. I love staring down, huge chasms, and I do laugh. And I laugh because I'm not afraid of it or anything. Just, it's kind of like this giddy happiness I get seeing a situation that would easily wind up killing me. So I don't think that's courageous. I think that's just me being me. What I do think is courageous is the person that is terrified of heights walking over to that edge. What I do think is courageous is the person that is afraid of the water going and taking a swim or coming up to the water's edge. I think those people are far braver than I am in that situation. It's not that I am running towards danger because, I find it fun. It's the people that run towards danger because it terrifies them, but they don't want to see somebody else in that danger. They'd rather be themselves in that space. That's what courage looks like to me. The person with social anxiety who goes to a party, I think, is far more brave than the person who is an extrovert in the class clown giving a speech in front of a bunch of people. Hiccup is afraid of that dragon, but he goes and he reaches out his hand. And it turns out Toothless is basically just a big cat. And they get along great. And they form a sort of brotherhood of misfits between the two of them. And they figure it out. And over time, he teaches that way of understanding to others. Okay? He teaches that kind of compassion, that looking for the kinship within that other creature. That's what he teaches the others. And as they learn it, they find the right dragon for them. They find the right strength for them, an inner strength. And that's wonderful, right? That's what it should be we go to achieve. I've watched the entire series. My daughter's a huge fan of the How to Train Your Dragon series. And over time, you do see the relationship that they build with these dragons. They become part of their lives. And that's because of the courage of the wimpiest Viking, right? In a lot of ways, How to Train Your Dragon is the diary of the wimpy Viking kid, right? And yet, by being true to himself, by playing to his own personal strengths, he's able to succeed at a level that nobody else in the village would have considered before then. And I think it's important for us to consider playing to our strengths in our day-to-day lives and being true to who we are. If you are a strong guy, be happy with that strength. If you are the sly and clever guy, play into it, right? Enjoy that cleverness and use it to the advantage of you and your friends, right? Don't use it to harm, use it to help, right? Use it to trick in the right way, to teach perhaps, or for everyone's amusement, not just, one person's, right? If you are the brave one, choose to stand up for your friends. They will respond in kind. They will back you. If you are the leader, lead. If you are a follower, follow. And if you can be both, pick the right times to put on what mantle you need. We don't always have to be that super in charge guy. If somebody else has a really good handle on it, let them lead and follow their lead, because at the end of the day, it will show you as a stronger leader that you can sit back, let an expert handle a problem, and then come in and do your part for that. Okay? It's actually something that is very, very hard to teach when they're teaching new managers, right? If you're really good at something, you should let one of the other team members still do it, but guide them through it. And you should let your other team members let you guide through what they're good at, so that one, you can see what they're good at and help them, get more positions like that in the future, help them play to their strengths. But also, they will recognize in you somebody who will put their faith in them. And let me tell you guys, having the trust of the people around you because you are genuine and you are honest with them is worth so much in your life. It will save you so much grief. Okay? If you are the kind of the darker one in the group, man, embrace that darkness, right? Find the beauty in the night and share it with people. I guarantee you they will find that through your eyes. If you're the sporty guy or girl and you have a passion, put that passion on display for those that you care about. And I promise you, you will be rewarded, because that passion, that zest, that fire is infectious, and it will grow with your team. Okay? They will become so much more aware of your strengths and how to help you succeed by just being honest with them and showing them who you are. Okay? In fact, I'm even going to go as far to say as Hiccup's father also shows us a lot of who he is, right? And he does expect Hiccup to follow in his shoes, but when he realizes, as a good leader, that he has something special at his disposal, that he has someone who understands these critters like nobody else, he puts him to work teaching others and building that strength. And that's a sign of a good leader too. He doesn't always get it right, but he does do it. Now, in our own lives, sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge figuring out how to be true to who you are. And I'll be honest with you, there's really no one book or story or anything I can point you towards for this, because we're all different. What I'm going to suggest, though, is find someone that you not want to be, but are close to, and read their story. Read about how they use their talents to advance themselves, and consider trying some of those solutions, right? Consider trying to take on those strengths, because I think if you guys do, the world will be a path to your door. We can't all be good at just about everything. Robert Heinlein has this concept in his books, which we call the competent man. The idea is his protagonists are not perfect at any one thing, but they're fairly reasonable. They're proficient at a whole lot of things. You don't have to be that, okay? Just be true to yourself and play to your own strengths. Play to your own skills, your own knowledge. And if you'd like, I would love in the comments if you guys would tell me what those strengths are, because that kind of networking where we find out what each other is good at will help us all leverage what we need in terms of skill. I, for example, would really love to get a musician to help me build some cool intro music for the channel, and maybe even a VA guy to help me build an intro. But I'm sure there's other things out there that you guys would like to learn. You guys would love to have someone who has that skill already teach from you. So let's put it down in the channel and let's see what we can put together. All right, guys. Thank you so much for today. I'm going to end it here. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.